last thing I want to say before you leave a horrific comment calling me Hitler is that to calm down, think for yourself, and maybe try to see both sides, as difficult as that is. Well, I tried. So, it seems my latest video has created a bit of a stir, and I'm not surprised about that either. When a sheltered community gets a reality check, it can sometimes hurt. So, I've decided to do the most logical thing and continue to milk this situation with the classic comment comeback video. Now, this is one of my usual flashy editing. It's gonna be more of a chill video, but let's face it, standards for editing on YouTube fell long ago. Gameplay with talking is essentially 90% of popular gaming videos now, so I'm not sure why I even bother trying to do more. I'm still gonna script the video, unlike most, but the editing is gonna have less effort put into it. Which again, I'm not sure why I'm saying this when the YouTubers these people worship put half the effort in. As for the gameplay, I saw that some of you were kind of upset that I didn't record my own TF2 gameplay, and instead stole it from the base creators who have 100 times bigger communities than me, like the leech that I am. So here's my commentary channel gameplay, all recorded by me. Why isn't it TF2? Because I actually play other games. Hard concept to grasp, I know. I tried not to cherry pick here. I've got a large collection of funny comments, bad arguments, nothing comments, and even the occasional good criticism against me that isn't brain rot. With the video sitting at a respectable 25% like ratio, and the thousands of comments, I'd say the YouTube interaction is booming. So I'll put my hazmat suit on and dive headfirst into these. Alright, first off we have our two main guest stars who are featured in the video itself. First one being The What Show. And he doesn't have a whole lot to say. His eloquently put statement with 4chan spacing is,
"Watch TF2 YouTube video. YouTuber talks about TF2. They ruined."
His comment is mainly targeted towards my point about the repetitive weapon reviews by strawmanning what I had to say in an obnoxious way. Not really anything else to say here. He uses 4chan spacing and he has no real good argument. Next we have the other guest star who basically started the movement, Wheezy. Now this is a more three-dimensional argument than the What Soy had, but it's still not very good.
"I like how you used my video as an example of TF2ber copium, conveniently skipping over the part where I mentioned the chances of failure are 99%. Bait used to be believable."
Even if the chances to fail are high, it doesn't change how fruitless this movement is. You're still harassing a cockroach while the higher-ups develop dead slop. And the bait used to be believable part is really cringe and got spammed by his fanboys to devalue the video because they didn't pay attention to it. He basically started yet another pointless online protest and hasn't gotten a response from Valve in a week, when Save TF2 Part 1 got a response within a day. Try again. No offense, but this video really demonstrates how Gen Alpha plays games. This guy cannot begin to fathom playing something without new content updates. First of all, the fact that TF2 doesn't get updates wasn't remotely even part of the video at all. I started by playing Jungle Inferno, so there were basically no significant updates during my entire playtime. Secondly, Gen Alpha? Do you think I'm like 13 years old or something? Like, dude, you gotta keep your buzzwords in check. Bot hoster propaganda. I got an unsurprising amount of comments from people unironically thinking I host bots or create bots just because I think the community is annoying. That's some serious brain power right there. Like, dude, I barely play this game anymore. If you think I would put time into hosting bots in this dying game, then you're probably the most delusional comment yet.
"I like how you steal other people's footage and don't credit them. You're not a very good person if you steal. P.S. You're just a no-name who got popular off of Geometry Dash trying to create controversy. Thank you, Galaxy Doge 72.
The second part is meaningless, but for the first part, I get a few comments angry that I didn't record my own gameplay when I don't care about TF2 right now because they can't fathom playing other games, and complaining that I stole footage from much bigger creators, even though for most of the video I had their names at the bottom left as I recorded their video. Like, who even cares? It's such an irrelevant thing to bring up. This is the type of comment that no one would leave if the video wasn't controversial. Oh damn, you put a video in all those memes. I almost saw your point. Sorry man, I guess I could just remove the memes and make the video infinitely more boring and generic, or I could replace them with stuff more up to your standards. Perhaps some wholesome Breaking Bad Walter White memes, or some delicious Gordon Ramsay memes on the menu with a side of Keanu Reeves for your type today, sir. I think that's more your style. Maybe next time.
Yeah, you must know a lot about slop.
Not sure what you mean by that when I made this heavily edited video for you, but I guess your standards for production value are simply higher, so let's see what you've got going on. Okay, so we got one video, TF2 background, furry avatar, and a sniper main. What a combo. Let's see the video. Oh no, he's one of these types. Yeah, everything else checks out. That's creepy as fuck. Dunks on people who complain about the bad cosmetics, complains about the bad cosmetics. Believing this is crazy, but agreeing is actually insane. I didn't say that complaining about cosmetics being bad was the problem. I said that being excited for all the new cosmetics when there are literal thousands shows how content-starved the community is. Maybe you should look at your own timestamp again. I think you messed this one up. Oh god, here we go.
Proceeds to show a normal gaming video discussing items, and this is basically the community. What is the point here? There are many other game, including non-computer games that exist for way longer than TF2 that no one gets bored from. I don't see any video that hates soccer because it hasn't gotten any updates. Also, the fact that you showed the video of the What Show telling about how bot hosters making DDoS attacks, impersonating, and swatting other people who try to stand against them, covered with memes like he is the idiot and it's funny. Man, do you think this is a joke? fucking swatting through it now is funny. Your dislike ratio just tells everybody how people feel about your video.
Let's dissect this one piece at a time. My point in showing the videos was that the community is so bored that they continuously make videos on the same shit over and over again, and are additionally just incredibly cringy and sort of have a band kid sense of humor. I thought I made this obvious enough for you types, but I guess not. The second point is so brain dead, I don't even think it warrants a response. I just think comparing TF2 to soccer is interesting. He freaks out here on the third point. Once again, my point was to be aggressive and make fun of him because he's the perfect example of how annoying this community is. I don't care what self-righteous shit he was talking about. Lastly, the like ratio does nothing but prove my point, unfortunately. I predicted this would happen too. That's the funny part.
Extremely bored. Sorry, let's play the new update, IG. I don't think you said that.
This is how to entirely miss the point of a video, nothing more to say. Complains about the repetitive nature of TF2 YouTubers, in the past was a Geometry Dash YouTuber. Actual rage cope Yeah, I'm sorry I made GD videos 8 years ago when I was 13. I guess I'll just delete all of them for you. You make a good point. Also 4chan spacing.
Why the crap are you going on the Reddit of a game you hate? Oh, never mind, this is bait.
Obviously, I'm on the Reddit of the game I hate to get examples of annoying people. What do you think? It's not like I use it regularly, it's insufferable. Then he says,
why did you choose to make a video where you make like one valid point and spend the rest of the time mocking people for liking something different than you? That's shameful.
This actually is close to one of the semi-valid points I got. People saying I was too aggressive in the video, mocking people to the point where nobody would be able to hear my points over my aggression. And they're absolutely right. I don't come onto YouTube with a filter like these bot tubers you worship. I want to say what I feel regardless of if people like it or not, and I find making fun of these people funny. And if that's gonna make people ignore my points because I hurt their feelings, then that's fine. The thing that really gets me is even if I was as fake and nice as possible during the video, presenting my points in the most easy to digest way for these robot TF2 fans, I still don't think many of them would care to hear it. They'll just see me saying fix TF2 bad and TF2 community bad and hate it no matter how good my points are. Like maybe the like ratio would be a bit better, but I would have way less fun making the video and I would like it a lot less. I'm bringing this up because while this comment isn't well worded at all and pretty brain dead, it touches on the idea that if I weren't so aggressive and mean, people might actually listen to the things I'm saying. That argument is almost close to being valid, but like I said, I want to speak my mind. I think it's funny. And I don't think it would make a difference anyways. Saying it's bait also makes you sound more like a Wheezy drone too, and you should probably try to stand out a bit more, Benedict. Anyways, moving on. Aryan video, don't let the soy TF2bers keep you down. Now this guy is my type. I regret to inform you though that I am not in fact Aryan. I hope you shame me for this and think less of me because I deserve it. They out your video on r/TF2. Yeah, I was actually surprised with how fast this happened. It was like 3 hours after the video came out. Thanks for the extra interaction, I guess. It was fun. Oh, fuck, here we go. Oh, goody, we've got a contrarian meaningless buzzword. People like to all give their own unique opinion or just express themselves with the game's weapons. They don't. They say the same thing over and over again. It's really tiring. Even if someone else has done so already. People want to do something to try and fix the game, even if the chances of success are low. People like to have a laugh, even if it's at something that not everyone finds funny. You could bring this up in so many other contexts. If you don't like a creator's sense of humor, then don't watch them. If you don't like TF2's sense of humor, then don't browse it. Really bad argument. You're basically saying that I'm not allowed to say something sucks, and I should just ignore it? That's like telling film reviewers to not watch the movie they're criticizing if they don't enjoy it. Such a bad take. I don't like the latter, and I can say from experience those Redditors aren't going to come after you to force you to look at their memes. Same bad argument, try again. Get over yourself. Ignore the trending stuff on Twitter. I don't use shitter, but I guess that's an alien concept to a degenerate like you. And play something else if you want to. That was the entire point of the video. Oh my god, you're brain dead. We'll still be here, enjoying the game regardless. You can do that without being annoying. Oh, and maybe don't insult people over the voices they are often biologically stuck with. That's kind of fucked. Whew, yeah. I basically debunked everything during that comment reading, so let's check the profile. And surprise, surprise, for someone who talks like this and uses Twitter, it's filled to the brim with creepy ass shit and underage characters. It couldn't be more perfect and stereotypical if it tried.
Will really watched this video after editing, probably more than twice, and really said, yeah, this is a good upload.
I'm not sure why I even included this one. It's just another TikTok bro bot saying some copy-pasted insult. Get used to these. And also, the whole premise of the video stops making sense when you are making fun of someone talking about a serious crime like doxing. What an incredibly weird thing to take away from the video. I'm literally just making fun of the what soy having the TF2 accent in that clip. What he's saying in the clip is entirely unrelated, just like the other ones. I don't watch his content. I don't care what he's talking about. The point of that clip wasn't what he was saying. It was to show more examples of the fabled accent. I'm not going to read this one because it's decently long, but it actually brings up some good criticism. Basically, one of the only ones that isn't complete brain rot. In the second line, he mentions how in the video I say things like move on and play something else, but didn't give many examples to comparable games. And that's because there aren't many. This is actually a valid and not brain dead point. He says there's no way in hell that something like rocket jumping or market gardening would exist in a post-COD industry, or even most of the weapons in the game, let alone a character like Spy. And I agree with this completely. Just saying play something else, I guess, isn't too valid because it's not really that simple. There's not many games that are like TF2, so I can see where people are coming from with this one. For the record, I want the game to be in a healthier spot too. I never said that I didn't. I have over 2,000 hours in the game. I just think the community is incredibly fucking annoying. But yeah, I agree with pretty much everything he says here, despite him disagreeing with me. See, I'm not cherry picking, mostly. Anyways, moving on to some of the sloppier ones. You'll like those.
This video is that one image of a dog getting pet with the caption, "Oh, who's an edgy boy? Oh, yes, you are. Oh, what a hot take or statement. Oh, are so controversial. What an edgy boy. Thank you for the projection."
Not sure how you're able to remember this entire meme by memory, but I guess that's what a lifetime staring at the same Reddit memes will do to you.
I'm sorry someone hurt you.
I don't even know why I included this one. It just reeks of I have no argument. Tell me you don't understand the importance of the game without telling me you don't understand it. This is about the community, not the game. I didn't talk about the game at all. I have 2,000 hours. Try again. Bro got ratioed, oh god, by not one, but 2 comments. So he's already a clone because he hits us with that bro and ratio, showing he absolutely cannot think for himself or change his vocabulary away from TikTok lingo. But the replay here kind of sums it up. I don't know why I put this one here, I just wanted to show you it. Moving on.
This one's a really long one.
I don't often dislike videos, but this is the exception. You tell us the community to go play something else, yet instead of giving us alternatives we could flock to, you instead decide to spend the entire video bashing the community. I will give you some credit for doing some research beforehand, but you also got a lot of facts wrong, like saying the last balance change was the Blue Moon update. The entire reason this game is still alive is because the modern slop of today has very little charm or passion put into it. Unlike those games, TF2 is still an amazing game at its core that is being ruined by negligence, and we want to prove to Val this game is worth fighting for.
Good luck with that.
Look, I don't disagree with everything you're saying, but come on, man, you're just proving my point by being so close-minded and calling any other game modern slop. And shocking, if you look at his profile, it's TF2 and anime. Who would have thought? Attention-seeking buzzword and rage bait buzzword going crazy. We ain't making it out of 40k subs. Oh yeah, let's take a look at your channel. Oh, yeah. Besides the random sub shame when I haven't uploaded in 6 months really, and he'd never in his wildest dreams be able to get a number like that. The rest is just robot takes you've already seen, so moving on.
629. Very aggressive call to LS slop for no reason.
I saw a few people here bring this up actually. It was just a random jab at another bored community. It's such a weird thing to take away from the entire video.
Guys, I think this dude actually never touched TF2 before.
I got an unsurprising amount of these too, despite me showing real screenshots of me playing at the beginning of the video. And having my Steam profile linked on YouTube. That was probably a bad idea. Shows how much these guys pay attention, huh?
Play something else. This would be a valid argument if TF2 wasn't the only casual shooter with a decent player base. I hate TF2 content. Okay. Some annoying people like TF2. Okay. Hashtag fix TF2 won't do anything because it didn't work the first time. Ah yes, failing once proves a task impossible. Valve is busy. Coding is hard. Okay. Cope. Like this entire video? Seriously, this video is an embarrassment. Go outside.
For the first point, he entirely proves my superiority complex point in the first part of the video without even realizing it. The other points he just gives up on and says okay to half of them and hits you with that hard go outside for extra projection points. Not much to say here. People saying bro and yap are droids, by the way. I couldn't agree more, Liam. I just thought the reply to this one was funny. I don't know if it's ironic or not, but based on his profile, I don't think it actually is. Truly an oxymoron.
Maybe start with being not so overly aggressive and negative if you want your opinion to be treated seriously.
I mentioned this point earlier, and it's not necessarily a bad point because yes, people would listen if I wasn't making fun of this dumbass community so much. But where's the fun in that now? Come on. I know this channel is room for you to vent when you have something to say, and you likely exaggerate. But is there a community you like online? That's an interesting question, actually. I mean, every community has its fair share of band kids. It's just that the TF2 community is especially loud and obnoxious. I'd say some of the best communities out there are for single-player indie games with a lot of depth, like Hollow Knight or Binding of Isaac. While I'm not really someone who really gets big into communities anymore, I'd say those ones seem like some of the better ones. Actually, scratch that. Hollow Knight is really bored now, too.
Okay, here's another 4chan one. Be this guy, walk into a hospital, see a doctor treating a patient. Pfft. Why don't you do something else, lols? Walk out, feel extremely proud of yourself. It's 4chan, you lose.
This might actually be the most brain rot one yet. It really hurts. It's so easy to debunk that I'm sure anyone could, so I'm just gonna look at his channel instead. Yeah, he seems like a proper meme lord. Definitely voted meme king in high school for having the best taste in all but the dankest of memes. Good going, man. I don't care about what this guy is saying, but I just really like his profile picture. I think it's super cold. Damn, from GD baited to TF2 baited. Never ever upload on YouTube. With or without you, there's no difference in this world, so you might as well take the easier option out of this life O2 wastage. Damn, I must have really pissed this anime profile picture off. Like, this is a visceral reaction. Do you ever just get people telling you to kill yourself because you said TF2 weapon reviews are annoying and repetitive? I kind of respect it in a way. At least he's not as soft as some of the other ones.
This video was entirely a nothing burger. Only things you said were I hate TF2's community because they want their game to be playable again, specifically over and over. nothing about this shows that we're bored. In fact, I haven't touched TF2 since the 3rd of June. Not a big amount of space, but still. And yet, I still want to play TF2. You had good points. Yeah, some people are very cynical and have a superiority complex. And the CL, whilst being cute in the first few days I saw it, did get overused a bunch, and I would have preferred another map instead. But this comes off less as TF2's community is pretty bad, too. Oh my god, the TF2 community sucks because they keep repeating the same video topics, even though stuff like Fix TF2 is them trying to get Valve to fix your damn games. TLDR, Bait used to be, in fact, believable.
I mean, just starting off, you said nothing burger, so you lose. But let's see these points. He claims I say this over and over when I don't even remember saying it once. Then proceeds to brag that he hasn't touched TF2 since June 3rd, which at the time of this comment was less than a week. This entirely proves my hyperfixation point, as if the profile picture didn't already. And the rest of it is nothing until he hits us with that Wheezy clone something something bait something something believable. You should probably go back to the drawing board for this one, man. I think you kind of fucked it up. Big surprise you're against pro-Palestine protests. What an oddly specific thing to bring up from the entire video. Also, I never said I was against them. I just think they're as silly as this movement, where people just want to be part of something without even realizing what it's about. Maybe pay attention next time.
Leave my multi-billion-dollar company alone. Video.
I mean, this guy's so TikTok watched that he says so he already loses. But the TF2 dev team is actually like 2 interns desperately clinging on to a dying game. That's not how it should be, but it is, so do your research. Bro basically said, bro, my dog is dying, I can't care him, and why I bring him to the vet? Nah, I let him die in the die moment. Seriously though, I can see that this rage bait, the counterpoint in this video, is lots of things that contradict each other. I mean, I didn't expect more from another anime PFP brobot, but how can you say I have no counterpoints and contradictions, and then just not bring up any of them? It just reeks of insecurity. This is projecting at another level. Bait used to be believable. Did any of you hear something? This guy's takes are freaking atrocious. Constructive. Very constructive. This guy left like 4 other comments, by the way. He was not happy. My boy ain't done none wrong. He just using his American rights. Quit hating on the honesty. Nothing to say about this one. I just liked it. Bro poked a wasp nest with this one. Hey, Lee, and yeah, I did. I kind of predicted this would happen. I think the real visceral reactions are coming from the fact that, 1, I'm passionate about my hate for the community. Like, you can tell I'm not phoning it in. And 2, the things I'm saying, while some of them heavily opinionated, are certainly true to an extent, and truth hurts. We all know that.
Not gonna lie, you got the TF2 voice you claim exists.
Yeah, I know. I said that. Calm down. I'm not going to read this one because it's incredibly long, and I'd mainly like to focus on the middle point. It's not the worst argument, saying that TF2 isn't a waste of time because there's nothing to lose, and there's no real downside, but that wasn't my point. He also says the 300,000 people who signed the petition would disagree with me, when I literally said in the video that I signed the petition. The whole nothing to lose thing isn't the reason why I think it's cringy. I think it's cringy because people are making a massive fuss over it and being incredibly annoying and spamming it all over the internet, instead of just moving on. It's extremely obnoxious, and most of the posts about it are just sympathy bait. The whole fix TF2 thing wasn't even my main point in the video, so even if I'm proven wrong and Valve miraculously fixes the bots, the rest of my points will still stand most likely. I'm glad he at least worded this in a civil way, though. It's nice to get a break from the brain rot. Bro had the whole squad laughing. I'd like to see you try to put half as much effort and dedication as we do. Ignoring the first part because he said bro and nothing, I think I've actually stooped down to your level with this video. With it being about dissecting comments and significantly longer than I'm normally comfortable with, I'm doing the typical YouTube editing of voiceover, gameplay, and music in the background, instead of putting unnecessary effort like I usually do. So I'd say you and your parasocial creators got what they wanted here. This is pretty much the amount of effort they put in.
Actually, this game community is obnoxious because they're trying to get Valve's attention and get on their ass. 20 points for the nerd emoji.
Look, I know I might overuse the word straw man, but this has got to be the most perfect example. What an awful argument.
Oh boy, the comments this video is gonna get are gonna be gold.
Nah, I'm sure they'll be civil. The TF2 community is very open to discussion and different takes, right?
Bro's on all 7 types of copium and aggressium, Lamau.
Oh, it's one of these again. Moving on. Ragebait, why are you insulting the YouTubers' voices? Like, is that relevant? Ignoring the Ragebait take number 30, I've got a lot of comments asking why I brought up the TF2 accent and why it's important. And isn't that just basically cyberbullying? And my response is yes. Yes, it is. It's funny to me. It's also fine that doing the same for the Valorant accent is perfectly fine, but I guess when it's a base game like TF2, it's suddenly seen as an issue. Yes, making fun of someone for their genetic voice that they can't control isn't particularly nice, but I just think it's funny that they all sound the same, as well as being stereotypical in many other ways. You can make fun of my voice and shit, I don't care. Grow some thicker skin.
You are not Leafy is here, bro.
You know, in my 8 or so years on and off YouTube, I don't think I've ever been compared to Leafy is here. That's actually a new one. Unlike most of the others in this comment section, you've actually surprised me. I'm taking points off for the bro, though. I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot I was subscribed to this channel. Goodbye, lol. See ya. I don't want you as a sub if you're gonna say shit like this. I always think it's funny when commenters hold the fact that they're subscribed as some sort of power against you. Like, if you can't handle my points, then leave.
Bro's hating just to hate.
Fun fact, if somebody says bro in this way, you already know that they don't care about standing out in the slightest, and therefore can be entirely ignored. This might be the single worst video I've willingly watched. Sorry. Yap session. Oh, I forgot, if you have to say yap, that's also just an instant loss. Yap is just Zoomer slang for a video that isn't 10 seconds long short form slop, and they have no argument to debunk it. So they just say yap because they're socially autistic and don't know how to talk, which you can clearly tell from their quirky profile picture.
We don't have a superiority complex, we're just superior in every way.
There is not a more perfect way you could have proven my point. In fact, I'll put you in the thumbnail for that. You've earned it. I've thought about how TF2 fans sound the same too. Every time someone talks in a voice chat, it's just some generic mid-range sounding white guy. Oh no, man, you cannot say that. Seriously though, can we make the TF2 accent thing mainstream? If you take anything away from this video, it's that, please.
Burrow had to single out the weapon reviews when there were clearly non-weapon related videos just nearby.
Well, he already said bro, so he already loses, you get it. But I just think it's funny after all the examples I give that he still misses the point. Moving on. For some reason, us humans like to start conflict. This is probably the most profound comment on this entire video. I was aware I was choosing war, but it was a war that needed to be fought. Amen.
The amount of times he said copium is beyond comprehension. Also, if it is a good game, I'm gonna keep playing it. Stop putting random unfunny TikTok videos on clips of fucking YouTubers that talk about TF2. I like games, so I keep playing it.
God, these guys just don't pay attention. I don't think I ever said you shouldn't play the game. And sorry, are the TikTok freaks not doing it for you? Is Walter White more your speed? I'll keep that in mind. Nothing is scary to a critique on this video, and that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. AI is making videos now? I mean, ignoring this being the most overdone and bought insult, I can guarantee my video was more edited and had more human effort put into it than whatever slop you watch when you're doom scrolling. They hated him for speaking the truth. Well there, don't get caught saying that now. The mob will flay you alive for that one. They will not like that. As harshly and toxically as I delivered it intentionally, I still fully believe what I said in the video is true. And I'm glad I delivered it that way. You guys are wrong, but I won't tell you why. What you gonna do about it. It's nice to see someone pay attention and give me constructive feedback. It's always a nice sight. Trolling is blah blah, same thing over and over again. He says literally nobody thinks TF2 is superior, and then he says my points aren't researched. What a massive contradiction. I'm just gonna let you sit there for a bit with that one and try to think of something better. Why are you so mad? It's just a game. I can say the same for you. My god, go outside. Heavy projection showing you have no argument. Nothing new. Incel, Doomer, Phenotype Content Creator. That's like 3 buzzwords in a row. I think I need to sit down after that one. Fuck off. This game is clearly some DEI-infested MOBA hero shooter BS. Toss it into the trash can. I don't care about the rest of this comment. I just find the beginning funny, how he's judging a game that hasn't even released yet. There were a lot of comments like this actually saying Deadlock is gonna be bad or something. It shows how the TF2 community will dismiss any game if it's A, not TF2, or B, something new. I could not have said it better myself, Hunter G-Man. Thank you. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave off for now. Making this video is actually pretty fun. It was entertaining debunking these bro bots. I'm not sure where I'll go from here, so we'll just see. Make sure to hit that dislike button like the sheep and join in the angry mob. As I went through the entire comment section, I found almost no one who was able to provide any decent points or debunk me in any way. They keep slipping over their own terrible arguments, and it's funny to see. Not even the bigger creators had good points, because they know they don't have to. Their fans will back them up no matter what. No one was really able to prove me wrong, and that's why I'm doubling down. I didn't cherry pick all of these, seriously. Go through the wasteland of that comment section and honestly show me someone who has a valid point. There are a few, but not enough. Anyways, I'm sure this will go over well. Let's see where the algorithm takes me from now on. Goodbye.